Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a comparison of these melting roller pots that I've been trending lately. Today I'm going to be reviewing two shades from HOLIKA HOLIKA, one shade from FWEE, which has been highly requested. I got in the shade Without, and then AOU and WAKEMAKE. To be honest with you, I wasn't really interested in these lip products because first of all, the packaging is not my style. I prefer something that has a brush. It's one extra step and it can be a little bit tedious for me in my opinion, but some of you requested it and it wouldn't hurt to try it. Also, another reason why I did get these is because of this silicone brush. These silicone brushes have been quite popular, and as part of HOLIKA HOLIKA's promotion, it came in with their blurring pots. It has a cap as well, so it's really easy to travel with, and I wanted to try. These are also the perfect lip products for it. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Starting off first, we're going in with HOLIKA HOLIKA's melting blur lip pot. For this formula, it claims to have an easy melting texture, and it's supposed to be really good at blurring. So starting off first, I'm going with shade number 5, Lessening, because it's a lighter shade than number 3, Mauve. It's labeled as a soft and light warm shade. It's described as being a nude pink beige color. Instead of this light pink color, one of the two warmest shades from this collection, is not as warm as it seems. For the green side, it does look a little bit semi-mute. It's not too light for my skin tone that it makes me look pale, and it gives a very nice MUVE pink. It looks good by itself, but we'll have to see for the full look. However, this would be a really good base color. There's not much of a scent for this. I do want to talk about the brush a little bit. For the silicone brush, quite impressive. The brush is so bouncy and really cute. Surprisingly, it blends the lip product quite well on the lips, creates a very nice gradient and blurred-like finish. One thing that I like with the silicone brush is that compared to the bristle brushes, this makes sure that you use all the product, because for bristle brushes, usually the product will get stuck inside. I also do like that it has a cap, really good to travel with and really easy to clean as well. Amazing color, but let's talk about the formula. You'll see from the packaging, it's not as bouncy as other shades you'll see later on. It does have more of a creamy velvety texture, so it does move quite a lot in the packaging and on the lips as well. Very good to blend, really good to blur. Like the name says, it basically kind of like just melts. Maybe because it's a melting type of formula, it moves around quite easily. The formula sort of has this airy velvety type of texture, which is similar to Paper's Ink Airy Velvet. Once you do apply it on your lips, it does have that airy velvety type of texture. It's not providing as much moisture as I would like it, so definitely do prep your lips. Alright, so now for the full, you have a little bit more of a pigmented pink color, a little bit of a build-up. It did get a little bit darker. Overall, the shade that you see from the packaging does look quite similar to what's on the lips, so it does transfer quite pigmented. It does have a little bit of a beige undertone, but it's not yellow. It's more like a neutral beige. It does seem to be slightly like a salmon pink color. A little bit of warmth to it, but it's not going to be super warm. It's a little bit more mute as well, so it did deepen a little bit for the full look. Very MLBB, a very good color to wear every day. Overall, very flattering shade. I do like how it deepened it a bit the more that you apply. Compared to the promotional pictures, I'd say slightly can go a little bit darker than what you see, and it's probably not as bright. It's a little bit more mute as well. The more that you apply, the more you'll be able to feel a little bit of that velvety-like texture. Let's put this on the blush and then I'll do the transfer test. So here's how it looks like on one side with the blush. This is without it. You sort of have this blush pink type of color. Very, very flattering. Let's go ahead with the transfer test. You can see it did transfer quite a lot. There does seem to be a little bit of stain, so I'm assuming that the more that you leave it on, the better the stain. Next up, we have number 3 Mauve. This is a little bit darker than number 5 Lessening. It's described as being a mute pink brown shade. This is labeled as a cool soft shade. Compared to the previous one, it is a little bit more mute. I applied a little bit more than I expected for the gradient look, but you can see it's very, very pigmented. A little does go a long way. It doesn't look like a pink brown at all. It looks more like a mauve purple brown. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of a pink undertone, but overall it's going to look like a purple shade. Compared to the promotional pictures, it looks a lot more purple. It's not as pink or light, and it's a little bit mute. Regardless, it's a very flattering shade, really good for a natural beige skin tone. Also for the formula, I think it doesn't really do much to fill in the wrinkles of your lips, so you will be able to see the wrinkles of your lips. However, it does give a very nice matte finish. Definitely does have a very nice melting type of texture, so once you apply on your lips, it's very easy to blend, very easy to blur, very easy to apply on your lips. It's a very nice even application. This is the full look. It's a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more mute. And again, you're still going to have more of a mute mauve purple shade. Next up is FWEE's Lip and Cheek Blurring Pudding Pot. I got in the shade number 3 without. It is quite expensive. Right off the bat, you can see from the packaging, it's super bouncy, and I'm really looking forward to trying this product. The packaging is actually quite heavy. They were doing a promotion. It also came in with a pendant keyring, and there's different shades, but I got it in this Monster Ink ring type of color. Really cute keyring. And it's actually a lot smaller than I thought, so it's very, very easy to travel with. So from the reviews, a lot of people were raving about without, so this is the shade that I got. But looking from the gradient look, it's just too pale. It's too pale and too light for my skin tone. It's described as being a grayish pale pink shade, and they recommend it for anyone who is a summer to fall seasonal shade. And again, you still have this light pastel baby pink color. This would be really good as a base, but just for my skin tone, it just makes me look a little too dull. So this is the full look. It doesn't seem to get darker or more mute. It's a lot more light. The more they apply, the more light it's going to look. This will look really good as a base color or probably as a blush as well. For the formula, it does have a semi-blurring function, which kind of fills in the wrinkles of your lips. You can see in the packaging it looks a lot more dark and mute. For the formula, it sort of has this airy, like velvet type of texture. Sort of this like semi-thick, creamy slash velvety type of texture on the lips. It does blend really well, more moisturizing than Holika Holika, and has a very nice matte finish. It's a lot more matte than Holika Holika's because there's not much of a reflection. I personally like that kind of finish. I do find that there can be a little bit of excess product, so if I do this to my lips, you're going to see an outline of the excess product. So there can be a little bit of unevenness. Quite moisturizing, it doesn't dry on my lips. This is worth 22,000 won. This has 5 grams, and for Holika Holika's, it also has 5 grams. So you can see it did transfer quite a bit. There's a little bit of a stain left. So the longer that you apply, the better the stain. My lips do feel semi-moisturized, but you probably want to prep your lips and apply lip balm after. Also for the stain, you can't really see it, but up close, it sort of has this powdery type of stain. So for the blush, you sort of have this bubblegum pink blush. Very beautiful shade as a blush. Next up is AOU's FLOOFY Matte Balm. It's such a fun name. But this is in the shade number 7, Comfy Balm. Recently new shade. They actually don't sell this on Lululand in Korea. I got it from the app WAKEMAKE. And this retails for 17,800 won in Korea. Again, these are all really good to use as a lip, cheek, or for your eye makeup. It also claims to have a soft finish and it's long lasting. So this is a great look for number 7, Comfy Balm. It's described as being a mute pink color. Very beautiful and flattering pink purple shade. Also a very beautiful matte finish as well. It applies quite pigmented, so lip does go a long way. I think it's going to get a little bit more purple the more layers they apply, but you do see more of a pink shade for the gradient look. Very flattering for my natural beige skin. Really easy to blend, really easy to blur. And again, it has this very soft, airy, velvety type of texture as well. Probably the most lightweight so far than the previous two, but it has a very nice moisturization to it. Doesn't dry my lips, so definitely thumbs up for that. Very impressive formula. So far, between Holika and FWEE, this fills in the wrinkles of your lips the best. It gives a very beautiful cloudy matte finish. It looks super flattering, very beautiful. Let's go ahead with the full look. Super flattering for the full look as well. Now you have a more pigmented mauve purple shade. As a hand swatch, this is Comfy Balm and this is from Holika's Mauve. Overall, they look quite similar to each other. I'd say Comfy Balm can go a few shades darker and it's actually a little bit more mute. It doesn't have much brightness compared to Holika's, but overall they do look quite similar. So for the shade, it does kind of build up. It does deepen quite a bit. There's going to be more of a pink undertone or a pink gradient, especially around the lips here, for if you do like a gradient or a blur-like effect. I prefer this one a little bit more than Holika's Mauve, although they're really similar to each other. I do like the pink undertone in this a lot more. Beautiful shade, beautiful finish. Again, you're gonna have that very nice blurred-like effect since it fills in the wrinkles of your lips quite well. Very easy to blend, very easy to blur, super moisturizing. Just feels like a cloud or like a marshmallow on your lips. Very impressive, probably the best formula so far. And this also doesn't have a scent as well. For the blush, you sort of have a bright pink purple shade. It does look a little bit more pink. It gives a very nice rosy flush. Some people might say it looks a little bit too rosy. I do prefer the lip color more than the blush color, but I think the blush, if done right, it can look very, very flattering. So it did transfer a little bit on the first swatch, however they just seem to be quite a pigmented stain. Next up we have WAKEMAKE's Overblowing Pot, which recently came out. I did get 6 shades from this collection and I have a separate video reviewing them. For today's video, I'm going to be using number 4 Nut Brown. You can see that the packaging looks a little bit similar to Holika's and AOU's. It does have a slight bounciness from the packaging. So this is the green look for number 4 Nut Brown, and it's described as being a red brown shade, sort of a rosy brown color with a little bit of a pink undertone. A nice change of color from previous shades that I already swatched. A lot of the shades from this collection are quite light. Nut Brown and shade number 8 are probably the darkest from this collection, so I chose this. And you can see it looks a little bit similar to what's in the packaging. It does have a very nice mute type of color. For the formula similar to AOU's, it's very lightweight. It sort of has that airy, velvety type of texture on the lips. Very easy to blend, very easy to blur, very moisturizing. And for this product as well, it does fill in the wrinkles of your lips pretty well, so you have that beautiful blur-like finish. This also has a very nice cloudy slash marshmallow type of finish on your lips. It just looks very beautiful and seamless. Out of all the shades that I reviewed today, this is the most scented. For some reason, the scent is not strong when I first reviewed it, but once you open it, the scent kind of gets stronger. You still have this strong vanilla slash shea butter scent. Overall on the lips, or when you apply, you can't smell it, just up close. Alright, so for the full look, now we have a more pigmented rosy brown color. The moisturizing formula again has like very nice blur-like effect on the wrinkles in your lips. For these lips, I find that the longer you wear it, the better the stain. For the blush, it has a rosy type of finish. Alright, so for my intro and outro video, I applied Lessening number 5 for Holika as my base. And then I went with AOU's number 7, Comfy Balm in the inner corner of my lips. And for my blush, I do have a white layer without. So overall, to compare them, I say Holika's was the least moisturizing. Kind of like tightens up my lips, so it does feel a little bit drying. Definitely do prep your lips well beforehand. The most moisturizing would be AOU and WAKEMAKE's. Super moisturizing, and they do feel quite lightweight. So that said, I recommend these two out of all the lip products today because not only are they moisturizing, they have a very beautiful blur-like finish on the lips. Fills in the wrinkles of your lips really well to give you that beautiful cloud-like marshmallow matte finish, and it just looks so seamless and dreamy on the lips. It gives you that matte like filtered lips, which is quite popular in the app Snow. There's no glare, gives a very beautiful and soft type of matte finish. For staying power as well, AOU does have a better stain as well. For WAKEMAKE's and other lip products that I reviewed today, the longer you wear the lip product, the better their stain. These two are slightly a little bit creamy as well, but overall they're gonna have that very beautiful and soft airy velvet type of texture that is very similar to Paper's Ink Airy Velvet. For the finishing formula of these two, I do prefer these two better. I haven't tried the lighter shades for AOU, but it is quite pigmented and you pretty much get what you see. You sort of have this similar shade color from the packaging. For WAKEMAKE, it's a little bit more tricky. There's not much of a build-up or a difference between the gradients and the full look. For Holika Holikas, the description of the shade and what you see in reality were quite different. You want to see a lot of reviews to see how the real shade looks like. This formula is sort of this melting type of texture, so it has the best blending function and it blends very well. This also blends the best on the cheeks. Well, you just have to smear it. You don't have to tap or dab it. It's the most malleable formula. Applies on your lips really smooth and applies on your cheeks really well. For FWEE, it was a pretty good product. I don't know if it's because of light shade, but it does leave a slight residue because of excess product. However, even if I put a little bit of product, you still see a little bit of a powdery finish. It's a little bit too high maintenance for me and it's not as moisturizing as I would like to be. It does have a semi-blurring function, but it's not as blurring as WAKEMAKE's or AOU's. For the lip shade, it also applies a lot lighter than what you see for the packaging. For darker shades, it probably has a better match. It's also quite heavy as well, so I don't think this would be travel friendly. Alright, so that's my conclusion about these lip products. It all depends on what kind of product you like and what caters to you. But hopefully you found it helpful. Definitely let me know in the comments below what is your favorite, and I will see you in the next video.